So for this project today, you will need ribbon, about 9 inches worth. 9 or 10 inches is fine. The tiles, which I will put a link in the description of where you can find them with the item number. So if you don't want to order them online, if you have your item number, you can find them at Lowe's. Scissors, glue gun. I only have red glue right now, but I think it's better to use clear glue because it does show through a little bit. I cut a pattern using my tile. I did cut it shorter, smaller than the tile, which is a good idea. Then a piece of felt. This is about 4 inches by 4 inches, and I am going to trace the template that I made with my pencil, which I don't see. Oh, my pencil's here. Okay, so I have my pencil here. So these are the things that you need for this project. After we've gotten all of our materials together, we're going to go to Cricut Design Space. I already have downloaded what I want to make. I've already made the red one, the blue one, and today we're going to make the green one. So to find these ideas, you would go to Images, and then you're going to type Christmas or whatever you want, and you will find all of these ideas. So there's literally tons of ideas. You can find stuff online. I just picked one, so I already have what I want, so I'm going to go back to my canvas, which is on the left side right here. There we go. So I have 3, and we're going to be making the green one. So like I said, I did make the red one and the blue one. Of course, I used red vinyl for both of them, but I like them. They're cute. They have the felt back, and that's what I was saying. It's better to use clear glue stick as opposed to a different color, but it works. And these are my first ones, so oops. But they're kind of neat. I like them. They're cute. So we're gonna make one of those. One thing I do want to say about these tiles is that when you get them, they come in one big sheet, a 12 by 12 sheet, and they're all squished together, and they're connected by this mesh that's on the back. So I noticed that it is better to cut with an X-Acto knife, but sometimes even with that you get some ends, so you have to clean that up before you do anything. And I'm going to clean this up right now, and before we go on, it'll be better, because the first one I made, I missed a few, and then when I tried to take them off, I felt like I was going to mess up the project. So make sure you clean this up with an X-Acto knife. You can't really do it with scissors. I tried. So an X-Acto knife or some kind of blade will be better. The felt that I used, I bought from Amazon. They're 4x4 squares, and I ordered these because I wasn't sure exactly how much felt I would need, or how many reds would be in there, or greens, or whatever. I didn't know really what to order. And this was only $5 or $6 for this stack. I can't really leave the house, so because of my medical condition, and so I ordered them on Amazon. I got them in 2 days, and I will put a link in the description below, so if you want to order them, you can check it out. I traced a template from the ornament or the tile, and I traced it a little bit smaller. Well, I drew it a little bit smaller than what the tile is, and then I cut it out as best as I can. It's not perfect. After cutting out the template, I traced the template onto the felt with a pencil. And I'm going to cut this out right now. After you cut it out, you want to make sure it, fits a little bit, not perfectly, but, well. It doesn't have to be touching the edge if you don't want to. It's no big deal. It's not perfect. It's okay. So we're going to cut the ribbon next. I have a lot of ribbon from previous projects. This is about 9 inches. I might want to make it a little bit bigger, but I think 9.5 inches is good. In my video I said earlier that I was going to use red, but I decided at the last second that I'm going to use green, and this is Oracle 651. I cut it into about a 3 by 4 inch. So before anybody says anything, I know I have taped my vinyl to my mat. That is because I just need to wash it and get it back to where it was in the beginning. I know there's some tips and tricks that people have done, such as Dawn soap and some other things, but I just haven't done that yet. So I've used painter tape to tape it down. We will go ahead and load the mat into our Cricut Maker. So it's already on. I'm just going to push this button here, and it's going to load. So since I don't want to cut all of these right now, I'm going to hide what I'm not going to cut. So I'm going to hide basically everything, except the green. So we're going to leave the green, and we're going to click on Make It. So it shows one mat, and we're going to click on Continue on the bottom. And then when this pulls up, if you don't already have it there, you would just browse all materials. I have premium vinyl. I'm going to set it to default. It'll pick up your fine point blade, or look for it. And I'm not going to do fast mode. I have actually never tried that. Everything is good to go. I've already loaded my mat, so I'm going to go ahead and press the blinking Cricut button. And one thing that I have learned, I've only had my Cricut for a couple months now, but I've learned that for some reason, sometimes vinyl doesn't cut all the way. So I've just decided, maybe a couple weeks ago, that I'm just going to cut things twice using the default method. And so I'm going to press this, and then once it's done, I'm going to press it again. I'm not going to touch anything. I'm going to leave the mat there. When it's done, when it says 100% on the computer, I'm going to press the Cricut button again. It will cut again. So it is cut once, so I'm going to do it again, just because I found that it weeds better when you do it that way. So I'm going to press it again without touching anything. I have cut around my vinyl because I don't like wasting any vinyl. I have a bin of scraps that I can, I go through and use if I mess up on a letter or anything like that. So it's come in pretty handy. So I'm going to go ahead and weed this. So I've weeded my decal, and I'm going to put it to the side right now because we're going to focus on the felt and the backing. I have my glue gun. Sorry it looks kind of ugly, but I've had it for a while and it works just fine. I'm going to go ahead and plug this in and wait a couple minutes so that it can heat up. Alright, so my glue gun is heated up, and I took my ribbon, which is, like I said earlier, is about 9.5 inches or so, and I'm going to place it on the back of my tile around like this. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect, but it should be, you know, semi-perfect, I guess. And then I'm going to glue this on as best as I can. So I'm going to take my glue gun and I'm going to just make a glue backing. You know, I'm just going to put some glue on all the sides, and then I'm going to attach my felt and press down really hard. Once the felt is glued and has dried, then we will adhere our vinyl. Before you adhere your put your vinyl on, you want to make sure that the surface is clean. You can wipe it with a little bit of alcohol wipe or something like that. I just wiped it down. It doesn't have to be spotless. It just, you know, needs to look pretty good. So I'm going to put some transfer tape on my vinyl. I did buy my transfer tape on Amazon. I can put a link in the description below. It is the best. Well, for me anyway. And I'm going to use my scraper. I did get this on Amazon too. I get a lot of things on Amazon. I'm going to burnish this really well. Get all any bubbles. I didn't see any bubbles, but I'm going to get them all out. And then, take it off. And then a trick is to peel it from the back very gently. Oh, I almost lost a circle. So if you lose something, you just go back and press it down again. Believe me, I've had to do that many times. There we go. So we have our decal. I use my transfer tape over, so you might see some fuzzies. It's okay. So I'm just going to eyeball it. You could probably measure if you really want to, but I'm just going to eyeball it the best as I can. That looks pretty good. And I'm going to take my burnisher again, and I'm going to lightly burnish it. Then I'm going to peel off my transfer tape very carefully, making sure that I don't miss anything or lose anything. There we go. So there is our ornament. I think it's cute. You can put whatever you want. Some people put Mod Podge on it, but I'm not going to do that. I just put it on there and go on. So there we go. Thank you for watching.